Hello everyone, in this video we are going to discuss the appropriate conceptual framework and how are we going to phrase our research questions with a moderating variable. So if I would like to ask you which of these variables enclosed or presented in a box represent your moderating variable. So we already have a knowledge that this variable here, knowledge, would more likely influence the variable practice. But the idea is this relationship might be moderated significantly by the variable educational attainment. Some other researchers reflected this framework as a picture or as a conceptual framework for a moderator variable, which is not the appropriate one. This framework here presents the use of educational attainment as a mediated or as a mediator variable. So if you would like to present a framework for moderating, this is a more appropriate one. And again, the idea is your knowledge will more likely influence or has an influence to practice significantly. And you are also in question or you have a question in mind if this variable educational attainment would moderate significantly the relationship between knowledge and practice. If we are going to phrase our research questions for this scenario, the first research question that you would like to develop would be, okay, so for our research questions here, let's go first into your independent variable. So our independent variable is knowledge, and we believe that it has an influence directly or significantly to your variable or dependent variable practice. So your first question would be, what is the level of knowledge of the respondents on a specific research issue? The second question would go into the level of practice of the respondents on the research issue. The third question will be directed towards transforming this arrow here from your knowledge towards practice by stating this research question: is there a significant relationship between knowledge and practice on research issue? And your fourth question will deal about the use of your moderating variable. So if you believe that this is an IV, this is your DV, and this is your moderating variable, the appropriate art of questioning for this would be, does educational attainment, your moderating variable, significantly moderate the relationship between your knowledge and practice? Other research issues here is the use of a moderating variable as an assigned independent variable, because instead of phrasing this type of research question, does educational attainment significantly moderate the relationship between uh, knowledge and practice, others will develop the question, is there a significant difference in the level of knowledge when analyzed according to educational attainment? So if this is the nature of the art of questioning, this is not reflective on the use of your moderating variable. In this case, you are assuming that educational attainment is an assigned independent variable towards your variable knowledge. And if this is the art of questioning and you use this type of framework, there is somewhat a mismatch on the use of this variable to how you develop your research question. So the question now is, what if this is the art of questioning? What would be the appropriate framework that would be represented? So in this case, if this is the art of questioning, you are asking if the difference in the level of knowledge when differs significantly when analyzed according to educational attainment. We are treating our variable educational attainment as an independent variable, assigned independent variable, and our knowledge as a dependent variable. So in this case, if you have this question, you did not use correctly the moderating variable because there is a mismatch on its use in the framework on how you develop your research question. And some others would like also to assess if the practice of the respondents differ also in terms of their educational attainment. Again, we are treating the variable practice here as a dependent variable to an assigned independent variable, uh, educational attainment. Again, we are treating the variable here practice as a dependent variable, and your assigned independent variable is educational attainment. So if you insist, or if you would like to phrase correctly the moderating variable in this scenario, this is suggested framework. This is the suggested framework for a moderating variable, and the appropriate research question would be: does educational attainment significantly moderate the relationship between knowledge and practice on a specific research issue? So remember, this is not the appropriate question for this framework. This one is more likely the appropriate research question to be used if you have this type of framework in your research paper.